In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a seller lead funnel on GoHighLevel from start to finish. So this is going to be a pretty long video. Make sure you have a coffee or something to follow along. If you can, I'd appreciate if you could subscribe before the video begins. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, and I'm giving away as much free value as I can when it comes to real estate. My name is Corey Hennessy. I have over 6 years experience in real estate marketing, and I own an agency called Vantage. That's what we do, is we help clients manage all of this stuff. But on my YouTube, I want to give it away for free. So if you want to set up your own funnels, you're more than welcome to follow along, set it up, and use it. So let's get into this video and quickly get started. So when you log into your GoHighLevel, you'll be met with your dashboard. On the left-hand side, you should have an option for your sites. Let's start with a new funnel. We're going to go with the templates. GoHighLevel has so many templates to choose from. It makes it really easy. We're going to stick to real estate, as that's what our niche is. That's what we focus on. Here you have a bunch of different options. You can choose which one you like the look of. The templates themselves just save you a lot of time having to edit the templates. But realistically, you can go in, you can change the colors, you can change everything you need to. Since this is going to be for seller leads, let's quickly choose something along the lines of this one. I like this one, property leads. And I think we've used the first one before in a video, so let's use this one to change it up a little bit. So template should load up pretty fast into your account. So you already have your template loaded. The editor will load, and to give you a quick overview, when you're adding stuff to your website, it's always going to be on the left-hand side. So any features you're looking for, any elements, they're going to be on the left. So try to remember, when you're adding stuff, it's on the left, and when you're trying to edit any sections, it's on the right-hand side. So that's going to allow you to change the margins, change everything you need. And something I want to say is, if you have no experience building websites, if you can follow along with this video, you'll quickly get to grips with how to edit your website. And something I always say, even years ago when I used to do web design, mess around, have fun, feel free to break the website. You can always undo the mistakes. That's what it's for. You're going to learn from doing that. So don't be afraid of editing the website, trying to follow along this video. Jump in. The more you start to edit, the more you'll get used to the builder. It's simple drag and drop, so it's really easy to make changes. So since we're doing a seller's funnel, I'm going to go off of past experience. We can quickly edit our logo up here. We can click on the logo, click the icon down on the right. We'll select the Vantage logo for now. We have a tagline up here, call us now. You can put in your phone number. I'm not going to change that for now. The left, we have the headline. What I'm going to recommend, and it's something I do on all of our high converting pages, get rid of any side sections. You need to remember that the website's going to show on mobile, so it's all going to be pretty centered anyways. And what we found is, from keeping stuff centered on the page, really easy to access, the conversion rate actually goes up a lot. I think I have a previous video on that, but having your page as easy as possible to collect information should be your goal. You shouldn't overwhelm people when they're coming onto a lead page. That's not the reason that you're making a lead page. It's not a regular website. Try to keep that in mind. What you're trying to do is get their contact information so you have a lead in your dashboard. Keep that in mind when you're building. And that's what we're going to do while we're building this one. So you can just copy what I'm doing. So the headline, let's change it to, let's do "We buy property in Dallas Fort Worth in under 7 days." We can bring the size down a small bit so it actually fits on one line. Let's center it. The blue text I'm not a fan of. Let's get rid of that. Underneath, maybe we can put some more information about your business or how you buy property. We give a cash offer in under 24 hours, and if accepted, we will purchase your property in under 7 days. Let's again center that. So now we have it in the middle. So the background, maybe we want to change that. Let's quickly click on the item that we want to edit. So what I'm doing when I'm clicking on these is, you'll see the side is changing. That's because we're selecting that section. So when this section is selected, on the right hand side, you'll have all of the options. Underneath the background color image, you'll have the image file itself. Let's click to change. And GoHighLevel now actually has stock imagery, so you can click Unsplash, which is a pretty popular website. Let's put in real estate for a search, and you can use all of these completely for free. This actually looks like a home that you would see in Dallas Fort Worth, so that's perfect for us. Now what we want to do is we want to add a survey. I have a video about this, but surveys always perform better than forms. And the quick kind of TLDR is the reason why is a survey is less daunting. So when somebody sees a one question at a time form, they'll fill it in. That's why many businesses that you go to will use type form, quick forms. That's the stuff that's going to keep people filling it in, as it almost gamifies the survey approach. So if we want to add a survey, let's quickly save this. We can save, because we're going to need to make a new survey. And I'm not going to cut anywhere in this video. I'm going to keep everything in so you know exactly where I'm going. So sites, surveys, let's add a new survey. I'm actually going to build it from scratch just because we don't need that much information, and I would rather show you how I go about doing that. So let's do seller lead survey, if I can spell. Okay, seller lead survey. Now each slide is a different panel. So in the form, each slide is a different panel that it's going to go to. So make sure you're creating multiple of these. So we have slide 1, we have slide 2. So for slide 1, you're going to ask a question. Let's add a question along the lines of, let's do a drop down. Let's do, is the property located in Dallas Fort Worth, Texas? Pretty easy one. And you want to make sure the first question is really easy. You don't want to turn people off within the first question. So make sure it's just a simple yes or no that they can fill in. So we have that. Is the property located in Dallas Fort Worth? I'm going to put it in opportunity object. Actually, we're going to leave it in contact general info. Yes, no. Let's hit save. And that should load up in our information here. Is the property located in Dallas Fort Worth, Texas? So that's the first slide. It's going to look a lot different on the website. So just hold out for that and I'll show you what it actually looks like. So is the property located in Dallas Fort Worth, Texas? They can choose yes or no. We can actually make that required. So they need to fill this in and they need to go to the next section. The next one we can put in, let's choose the single line. Let's even do a number. So we're going to do monetary. How much are you looking for this property? General info. We can leave it. Or let's do, what is your expected offer for this property? Let's hit save. You can reword that how you feel is better. What is your expected offer for this property? They can fill it in. It's going to take it in dollars. Let's do required again. Something I like to add also is a drop down, and we're going to say, how would you rate the property? And I can scale it 1 to 10. Now this is going to be pretty long, but you just have to do the reason that I'm going to do a drop down, I'll show you why, is because for 1 we can say needs major repairs. 5, we can say average, we're going to say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to say like new. Or let's just do new home quality. So 1, So this gives them kind of a scale to go off of. So obviously people know 1 to 10, but this lets them know, okay, 1 means that it needs major repairs. You can even put it's unlivable, maybe it's burned. That's going to allow them to understand what kind of scale they're working off of. Average is probably people are living in it, but it needs work. And then 10, it's brand new, or the home is just hasn't been touched at all. So let's do general again. And like I said, make sure you're spacing them out onto new slides, and you're going to see why I recommend doing that. Again, let's make that required. So that's required. Now, something you can do with this, especially if the property is not in your location. So if you're in Miami, Florida, or any state in America, make sure, or even wherever you are, make sure that you're filtering these. So if they say yes, they get to go to the next slide. If they say no, disqualify immediately. If you want to accept their information, you can allow it to disqualify after submit. So that means that you're still collecting their information, maybe for future outreach. But if they're not in your location, I'd recommend disqualifying. This is going to train your Google ads, your Facebook ads a lot better if that's what you're going to run to this page. So I usually do disqualify immediately. If they say yes, they can go to this slide. What is your expected for the property? They can fill in a value. What would you rate the property on a scale of 1 to 10? Now here you can actually choose if you want to disqualify people depending on the property. So some people that we work with only buy really distressed property or even derelict property. That means you can get rid of people that put in a certain value of like 10, 9, 8. I'd recommend just taking all and then reaching out to them to maybe you can get a good deal on a pretty good quality home. Let's add the next slide. We can go to here and we can do the address. I think that's a super important one. So if I go here, we can do address. Now this actually is a new feature where it will allow people to search for the address of the property. So all I'm going to do here is add in we can leave it as this, but add in some text above. Let's see. Let's make it much smaller because that's huge. Property address, even smaller. Actually, let's just change the label. That would be better. So street address, we can change. Full property address. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it so we can actually hide that. Postcode, city, and the address required. So the bar at the very top, that's just going to allow them to search for the address. So it means that once they fill it in, it's going to fill in all of the information that we need for that property. And I think that's it. I think other than that, we can just now add in the contact information. We don't need any more questions. So what we're going to want to add is first name, last name. We can just do, to make it easier, we can get rid of these. And let's do full name. We're going to do phone, email. Let's move this up to the very top. We have this. If you're in the States, you probably won't need to use this, but I recommend keeping it on for your text messages. If you are sending SMS marketing through the platform, you're going to need to leave this on and fill in your information. So make sure you do that if you are using SMS. If you're not and you're doing email, usually you don't need to use it, but I recommend just leaving it anyways to be safe. This can link to your privacy policy and your terms of service, and you should be good to go. So you have their full name, email, phone number to reach out to them using your automations, and that would be the form set up and ready to go. So let's hit save. That's saved. We can go back to our page that we were building. So sites, funnels, property leads. We can actually rename this seller lead funnel. Hit save. So we're back here. We can hit edit. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, so we're back on the page. We can hit add. We can go to survey. Let's drop that in. We're going to pick our seller lead survey. And now you'll see each question is asked individually. Now this is really good because it doesn't put people off. So, and like I said, the first question is super simple. Is the property located in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas? If it's not a property we want. Same as if you want to put, is the property in Miami, Florida? Is it in Hartford County, Connecticut? Wherever you want to put in, you can ask and you can filter those leads out. So now we have a survey, we have our head page. That's perfectly fine. We have our hero section. Down here, we want to get rid of our listings because we're not a seller's page. We can leave this. We might actually use this. Let's change this to why sell your home to, let's do Greenville real estate. I just came up with that. We can add some more text. Maybe let's do an FAQ section right here. There we go. Now you can add more and more of these FAQs if you want. You could make 10 in this section if you wanted, to make it as easy as possible for people to fill this in and get more information. So for people to actually read about your business. So here in this section, you can add some taglines. Maybe a good headline for your business model would be guaranteed to buy your property in under 7 days. Let's quickly spell guaranteed the correct way. Contact us. I'm going to update those in the future to open our pop-up. I'll show you that later on. In this section, what we recommend doing is adding a explainer video. So if you can explain exactly how the business model works. So somebody fills in the form, how fast you can reach out to those seller leads, what they can expect to happen within the funnel, what they can expect with the offer and your closing process. Record a quick video. It can be 60 seconds long. Keep it brief, explain really quickly, give some background on the business. This is going to help you build trust, and it's going to help you get a lot more leads to actually fill in the dashboard. So definitely go ahead, record a quick 60-second video. You can do this on your phone. Don't overcomplicate it. Get it added in, and it's going to help you convert a lot higher. So you can update your headline on the left. You can update any of this text to be seller focused. I'm going to leave it for now. Some of our best listings, you could probably do some of our best reasons to sell to Greenville real estate. And we could probably do quick payouts, instant offer, no middleman. So obviously, if you are a reseller, maybe you take these contracts, you sell them to somebody else, you can leave that out. If you are a direct purchaser of property, like some of our clients, you can just leave it in that there's no middlemen. We've seen that a lot of people like this because they know that you're not going to go and resell that contract. Not that there's anything wrong with that business model. It's perfectly reasonable to do that, and a lot of people make money doing that. So just make sure to change these to match the model that you're doing when it comes to selling, buying property off people, and then reselling it. The next you can fill in, so you can go ahead and customize the rest of this. You can remove sections. I'm sure you already have a good grasp on how to edit the rest of it. It's super simple, drag and drop, change all of the text, change all of the editing itself. What I do want to go ahead and do is build out our pop-up. So this is going to really help with the conversion on the page. So up on the top left, you have pop-out settings. We're going to click that. We're going to add a new row. We're going to do one column. We're going to add our element, and the main one is going to be our survey. So let's get that added. We're going to click seller leads. We're going to add another section and we're going to do a heading. Let's do heading. Now, all we want to do here is complete the form below for your cash offer. Let's make it smaller. And that's it. We don't need to add much more. Maybe you can put in something underneath and you can say, we will respond with your offer in under 24 hours. Just can't seem to spell guaranteed. Let's make that smaller, maybe 18. So there we have it. Now we have a pop-up. Let's hit save. Okay, now once that's saved to the page, what we want to make sure that happens is all of these buttons open our pop-up. And how we can do that is, first of all, let's change the text. So let's get your offer now. Let's make the button a little bit bigger. You can do that by changing the padding. Actually, we can even make the section bigger because it's making it small. There we go. Get your offer now. We can bring down the padding to what it was. 35. There we have it. So now we have a button, get offer now. Let's change what happens. We're going to say open the pop-up and that's it. Now these buttons are going to go directly to the pop-up. So let's duplicate that. We'll delete this one. We're going to move this down. Let's duplicate it and put another one. You want to have as many call to actions to get an offer as possible. It just is proven to increase the conversion rate. So make sure to have many options for people to get their offer with any sort of sections that have information. So let's bring this one down. We can leave our reviews. I think that's enough for now. So let's save. We can quickly preview what that's going to look like. So here we have the landing page completed for seller leads. We buy property in Dallas Fort Worth in under 7 days. They can click through. They can fill in how much they want, what they rate the property. They can search the address. So let's say 123 East Hartman Avenue. It's going to pull in the full address. They can hit next. Full name, email, phone, consent, and they can hit submit. Now, what happens if we click the buttons? It opens up the pop-up. Same thing again, they can fill it in. This means as they're scrolling, or if they watch the video and they want to get the offer, they can click. It's always going to open up the pop-up, and that's really going to improve your conversion rate. So make sure that you have that set up. So that's the offer page. What we want to do now is we want to send the people to a thank you page. So let's save our progress in the top right. Now in the template, we actually have the thank you page. So let's go here. And this template actually has a really good one. So we'll keep it as normal. Again, you can edit all of this as much as you want, change out the text. You can send people directly to your website afterwards, which I think is a good idea. And then in here, what I recommend doing is putting in your calendar. So this is going to be the Vantage calendar, but you'll put in your own calendar. What you'll need to do is edit the calendar to remove this information so it's not taking up all the page. But you get the idea. This is what you can kind of put on the page. To make it easier, what we could even do is remove this. Let's go ahead and center all of this information. And let's say, thank you. You can also book a direct You can also book a consultation below. Let's change the sizing. Let's remove this. And then let's add a calendar section. There you go. So now when they come to this page, they have the calendar. Let's center this so it's a bit easier for people to find. So our specialist will reach out to you today. You can also book a direct consultation below. This, you may not need this with your seller leads, but if you want to have a method for people to book directly in, it's a good way to have it. So having this on the landing page, more serious sellers will book themselves in. They'll want to speak to you directly. So it's not a bad option to have either. But other than that, this page is just to say thank you for completing the form. Somebody's going to reach out soon. And that's pretty much your funnel complete. You don't have to do much else. You could add another stage where you fill in, if you do want to take bookings, you could put a booking funnel step before your thank you page, and that's going to make sure that they go to the booking page. Then they have to fill that in before they get to the thank you page. Now, the final step with this would be making sure that you have everything connected. So once you come back out to your funnel settings, you'll see here on your stats, you can track all of the page views, how many people have opted into your survey, and it's going to give you all of these metrics along. Sales, we're not really tracking sales. Events or security, we don't need. The main thing you're going to need to do is go to your settings, and what you need to do now is add a landing page. So you'll see I have landingpage.vantageagency.co. I usually recommend you set up the same, so lp.yourcompany.co. Once you add that, it's super simple to add a new domain. It links directly to GoDaddy and a lot of hosting companies to link it automatically. If not, it's super easy and it has really easy steps to follow. You just need to add one piece of line of code to your DNS settings in your domain, and then that landing page is going to show up alongside your website. You can start to send traffic directly here. Now, something else you might want to add is your tracking code. So if you want to track your Google conversions, you can add that in here. You can add it into your body tracking code if you have live chat or if you have anything else you want to add. And then other than that, you can hit save and you can publish. That's going to make your funnel live. You can actually view the funnel in real time. If you go back to here and you can click view page, it's going to bring you back to your preview and you can see the full breakdown of the page. Now, as I said, when you are editing this page, keep it simple. You don't have to overcomplicate landing pages. I've seen it so often where people overcomplicate a landing page, they overcomplicate their funnels, and it actually hurts your conversion rate. Sometimes you don't need to give so much information. It's going to bring people on a different path. You want to give them the information that they need to fill in your form, get their information as soon as possible, find out the value of the home, send them back their proposal or their quote for the home, and hopefully you can close that deal and actually get a new listing for your business. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If there was anything that I missed, let me know. I'm happy to answer it in the comments and I can help anybody out. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be creating a lot more content and we're so close to 200 subscribers. So I'd appreciate if you could subscribe. And again, thank you so much for watching and I appreciate if you check out the next video.